Okay, so let's talk about how to give some feedback on the BMC and Get Out of the Building plan. Each of you will need to post your rough draft on the discussion board, and then you will give feedback to another group, and you have a couple days. Participation in this discussion will be based on whether you post your version and the level of feedback that you give to someone else. And you have a few days to do that. I hope that we can make this work in a way that will be useful for you. You will be able to learn from others and they can learn from you. We're trying to clarify our thinking. I'm trying to raise the level of quality that I get before I actually grade it. So you help each other. And so think of this as you're really trying to do them a service, and you might be able to make a real difference for them, and you might be able to learn from them. This is a 2-page assignment. The first page is that you're going to fill out the BMC, and then the second page, you're going to put on one of these tables and then a narrative describing your plan and what you're going to test. You're going to choose these tables based on whether you're planning on doing a customer segment test in addition to your value proposition test, or if you're going to do a customer relationship test. And that just kind of depends on what you think you can test. In some cases, you can actually measure who you're selling to, so you can do a customer segment test. In other cases, you can't actually see who sees your ads or whatever, so maybe you need to do a customer relationship test. So that's the difference. If you're doing personal selling, probably do the customer segment choices. If you're doing some type of online selling, probably do the customer relationship test and fill out one of these 2 tables. So the first part of the assignment is the BMC, and you comment on each part of the business model canvas. And so I don't show all of them there, but you want to comment on each component by component, the value proposition. Do you agree with that? If so, just put yes, and then maybe restate what they said. If you have some questions or comments, you can give some suggestions or questions. And I just give a few really brief examples here of what you might write. So I want you to write this in the comments on the discussion post. Okay, so just label that BMC comments and then just have all of these, each component listed. And just indicate that you've read each one and whether or not you think they're clear or not. It doesn't have to be a book, just some comments to try to help for the other partnership. Then you're going to get out of the building feedback. So they should estimate the target market size. Write target market size. Does that seem reasonable? Or any comments that you have? And then they should fill out that table. They should have enough information that you can calculate how much money they're going to make per sales attempt and how much money they're going to make per hour. So calculate that. And then comments on that. Is that good enough to continue with the idea? Is there something that they can do to increase those ratios so that it's more worth their time? Again, you're just writing this in comments on the discussion post. So this Get Out of the Building feedback, this slide about understanding their plan, dollars per sales attempt and dollars per hour. What you're getting at here is you're trying to test value proposition. Are you providing value enough that it's actually worth your time? Then you're going to try to break that down a little bit even more and test for whom is it more effective. So if you want to test customer segments, for example, you can, if you know who you're selling to, you can see for whom is it more effective or for whom does it provide more value. If you can't actually talk to specific people, if you're selling online and you don't know what the characteristics of the buyers are, you can do a customer relationship test. The whole idea here is that you're trying to test, does this work? And then you're trying to test one other thing. That's what I call the second test. I just want you to get into this logic of testing. So test, the value proposition is how much money you're making per sale and per hour that you put in. And then the second test is who is more interested or what customer relationship is more effective at selling. And then any comments about that, is it believable, and so forth. And then you want to comment on the report format if there's anything that they can do. That's basically the format that I want you to follow in the comment. I'll be pretty generous about grading this. I just want you to put in some time to try to help somebody. And what I want you to think about is, what did you learn by going through that process? We want to try to be reflective in everything that we do so that we are learning through all of our actions. And there may be something that you learned from them that you can implement in your own project.